all of my hand-me-downs and stuff gone to her. So she's just got, like, I've got shit that can barely work for me, right? But she's got extra shit. My Valkyrie's about to go. There we go. I'm guessing that these guys are getting resurrected by the shaman beneath him. There's another one. Let's see if I can get you. There's a third one just a little bit lower down. I can't get to it yet. I don't have much health. But if I could kill you before you kill me, she could kill me. There we go. I knew it. As soon as I saw her come up to me, I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Not in town.
You're right. Let's get her back. I don't want to get Eliza back until I get my stuff back. I should be able to get it without getting anything else. So we'll see. Hey, Joke. Welcome in. What are you up to? And my character is useful, honestly. Look, the thing is, like, I had other characters and they were good, okay? They were properly spec'd out and they were decent characters, alright? But my original character that I 100% fucked up, like, pristinely on, like, you know, an OCD playthrough, yeah, I wanted her to still be fucked up, you know? That was the point. It made her mine, you know, which was the difference between a decent character and her. She was fun. Oh yeah, I've got Kane now. Hold on. I forgot I got Kane last week. Hey Kane. Oh god, I love that man. So if I can't pronounce a name, I prefer to give him a nickname. Then keep messing up and offending them. True, but then also, it also depends on like with the person, if they're okay with nicknames and shit. I would like to get like a better set piece. I keep getting like absolute crap set pieces. I do need to buy a little bit of health. Like, I can probably run away and put my stuff on elsewhere. So I'll try to do that. I also want one of these to be down here. I might have one too many health, but this is fine. Alright. I at least have a, yeah, calm down. I'm not trying to kill anybody here. Yeah, I thought you guys were near the portal. My body is just down beneath you. There she is. Alright. And it's on the wrong way around. And Eliza is either I didn't buy her back or she's dead again. I think I didn't buy her back. So, here's hoping I didn't buy her back because she's very expensive. No. Fucking... Put that bed for a second. There we go. Give me this. Alright, that's a bit better. And I can fucking... shit, I forgot. I don't think I put that on there. There we go. We're good. We're good again. Sweet. Alright. Hi, mate. In most games, I like to reverse the classes. For example, I have mage class become melee. Might challenge you, but fun. See, I find that interesting, though. Because, like, if you can do it, if the game lets you, some games just don't let you. And I kind of hate that. Like, Diablo 3 was a bit frustrating because you don't get to choose your stats. Like, you know how I was talking about, like, my OCD with this, right? And that's what I enjoy about this, is purposely making a difficultly fucking character. I want to make her on all the Diablos, but you can't do it on the other Diablos because you can't choose your stats. So Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, I don't really feel that connected to because I can't fuck up my first character purposely, you know? So if I can't do that, they're just a generic character. I got no attachment to them. Whereas like this one, like it's fun because like I can screw up her stats as much as I want and then have to deal with the ramifications of that. Like as you guys have seen, for most of the playthrough, like Nightmare specifically was when it started to show, was when I needed good gear and I couldn't get it because everything required me to have stats of at least 100 and I didn't have, like I was still probably 5 or more levels away from that easily. So the game started giving me kind of handouts where it would be like it reduces the requirement and stuff, you know. So instead of me requiring to have like 100 strength to wear a piece of armor, I only needed to have like 90, which of course I had, and I'm like, I can't take that because that's just too much of a cop out for what I'm doing, you know. I love where when if you kill one of these guys or something despawns, they freak out and just scatter. They're like little roaches, it's great. But, I don't know. At this point, this has been really challenging, but really fun for me. Especially since there's times, like last week, where I think we took, how long did we take to, I think I streamed for like 6 hours, and I normally only stream for 4. And I don't think that the Stony Fields took me that long. I think the Stony Fields are actually really, really quick. But then the underground passage took me ages. There were so many of these guys in there, and they're all fucking immune to fire, and it's such a confined space. So, because I can mostly only use fire unless I like sit here and stabby them, and I take the risk of if they hit me, I don't have enough defense in the armor that I have. So, sorry. I find it really funny when I stab one and the monster flee effect happens, and it just like runs away, and I'm like, yeah, go away. But, oh yeah, it works on both of them by the way. But yeah, I don't know. That was challenging. Same thing with the was it the Cold Plains? Cold Plains was fucking hard. That took me 4 hours to clear out the Cold Plains. Plus, like the previous week, I spent 2 hours attempting to clear it out because there was just an absolute huge cluster of fucking shamans and flayers and stuff. I don't mind the carvers because sometimes they're not immune to fire. But the other thing, that was good. The other thing too, though, is that in the hell difficulty, they rejuvenate when they hit me. I think they also generally rejuvenate when they're like getting around in general, but I did notice that they seem to rejuvenate more if they hit me. Yeah, I might be out of arrows. Although I thought I had some in my inventory, maybe I don't. I might have sold it. Me. I do want to take the money off the ground back there, but it's fine for the moment. I love the money sound. We can actually like take a second to appreciate it. Hold on. It's so nice. Like, I love the sound effect of this. It's not just the picking up the money. Like, when something drops money, I love that sound too. Because it's just like, it's like a squishy whoosh kind of thing. And then like, yeah, that. I love that it just does that example for me, you know. Obviously, it had to drop money in that moment. Like the potion sound, but I love the potion sound so much too. I really do. It's such a good sound. Like, I have no concept of how they chose the sounds and who made them and stuff like that, but fuck do I appreciate them. Like, somebody's pointed out once before, but it's, you know how, like, I get really deep into the sound effects and stuff every so often, like, every other week, and essentially it's, like, kind of sitting here with, like, some kind of ASMR, but good ASMR because it's Diablo 2. Sorry. Just casually rip on anybody that does like ASMR for a hot minute. But, yeah, no, we get to listen to this gorgeous sound effects of, like, you know, the guitar strumming, Kane's voice, all the things. She just leaves. I could get out here, Grim. Hang around. Get drowsy listening to the game. You'll be right. I am starting to bring back money, though, apart from buying back Eliza. So when I got into hell, right, and I'm just going to turn off my aircon for a second. Hold on. I sort of don't want that on. It's a little bit too cold when it's running, but it's also kind of too warm. Like, I'm actively sweating, but I don't want to be sweating with the cold room. It's how you get fucking hypothermia shit going. But, yeah, when I got into hell initially, we had like fuckbugger all money, and I was like, oh, that's fine, we'll build up money soon enough. I walked outside, immediately just died a few times, and I'm like, oh, the thing I hadn't noticed was our penalty was -80 across the board, and I'm like, oh, I have no resistance to anything. That's fantastic. I'm just casually dying because I've got no concept of it. But yeah, then we died a lot, and I bought Eliza a few times, and I suddenly had no money spare, and it was getting to the point where I could even potentially get a quiver of arrows. I'm like, fuck, you know. So now we're starting to build up some money, and once we've got the stash full of money, and I've got I might even only do it at when my stash is full, because when this maxes out, it's now, what's that, 700,000 instead. So it's even more in hell. I forgot that it gets higher like that. But yeah, if I could just max that out entirely. Where is this guy? I want to get more gear. And I noticed that you can't gamble with Geed in hell. It's just a little thing that I noticed before. And I don't know if it's just here or like I can't imagine that I would have gone back into like Nightmare to gamble Geed. I can't see myself having done that. But still, if I can't gamble with Geed, I'm going to be really like up a shit creek at that point, because I won't be able to potentially get gear that's good enough to work with my character. Like, I might be able to buy something, but you know, whenever you buy something from the trader, it only has like 1 or 2 magical stats or whatever. It's just not much. It's a lot of like you find it out in the open. And if I'm not finding it out in the open, I'm not finding something I can use out in the open. There you are. Then I'm kind of screwed with that. Put my Valkyrie down here. And Eliza, you keep running. If I could just get this guy to keep fleeing up here. Because I figured when the group follows me, their leader normally follows me. Where is he? He's up here. No? Past him. He's in here. I just gotta keep an eye on Eliza in here too. I gotta keep her alive. She's not doing a good job at staying alive. There he is. Barely see him. I just need to get this guy dead, because I don't think there's that many left on. Yes, okay. There's one more dead. Now, when I set shit on fire, there's a chance it might die. There's a chance, okay? If I see something resurrect, I'll know there's another one nearby. I do need mana. Oh man. So, the funny thing is, you know how, like, my voice is a little bit wrecked already? So, I've got my cousin coming over this weekend for, like, a catch-up. And I've only mentioned this a couple of times because, like, I don't have visitors much. But when we catch up, we talk pretty much all day and night because we haven't, like, had a chance to talk for ages. And I'm not expecting to have much of a voice next week. I hope to, but because I've kind of, like, already put a rip in it as already from, like, all the spicy stuff and the longer streams in the last fortnight. I kind of shot myself in the foot with it, and yeah, I might have a very hoarse voice next week, so we'll see. Like, obviously I'm still going to stream and I'm still going to talk like all hell, but there ain't nothing stopping me doing that, but I'm just going to sound very kind of like, I don't know, gravelly and hoarse, I guess. I don't know. It'd be kind of nice catch up. I just, I don't know about you guys, but like, whenever I have visitors, I have the compulsion to clean my house, and I don't know, it's a lot of effort. It's just a lot of effort to clean in general, and like not up for it. So yeah, I've still got more to do. Also, we also had a giant huntsman too. It's like 2 seconds later, Grim is actually legit gone from this conversation. Yeah, so we were cleaning yesterday, and Nick came across a giant huntsman. It was at least a good 15 centimeter one. It was one of the bigger ones we've had in here for a long time. And I think it's a female. I'm pretty fucking certain it's a female. We've already killed it, so I'm gonna check. Well, I think it's dead. It's in that Schrodinger's kind of state underneath a can at the moment. I'm not 100% sure if it's dead or alive. You know, I'll find out when I lift the can. But I'm hoping it's already passed, and I can check what it is afterwards. But my only concern with that is if it's a female and it's that big, there's a chance that there is about an equally big male and potentially one other female about same size somewhere else in the house. Because usually, I said this wrong the other day, but what normally happens with huntsmen is the male kind of like makes a noise. If anybody wants to know what that sound is, it sounds like a quartz watch ticking. And if you hear that and you don't own a quartz watch, well, guess what? You got huntsmen. And it makes that noise, attracts a female, but often you'll get like more than one female and sometimes another male. trying to swoop in and find the female before it finds, you know, the decent one that's called for it. Where is the other shaman? There you are. Yeah, so anyway, that just means that we've got a few, what do you call it? A few huntsmen in the house, and I don't know what they are. My concern with this is that usually we come across them... Come with me, Eliza. We normally come across them in the middle of the night. That's usually what happens. But if we don't come across it, my big concern is more so... God, there's 3 of them down here. Is my cousin, who is, like... She's not, like, afraid of them as much as she is likely to set my house on fire because of them. That's my concern. I'm hoping that I don't have, like, a door or a window broken or torn off its hinges if she happens to find it first. I also, if I find it, I can't tell her I found it for the same reason of her setting my house on fire. So, I'm not exaggerating it the least bit. She has literally ripped a window off the hinges before. Not mine, but I've seen it. So, yeah. I am just a little concerned because of how freshly it's happened. You know, when you find one, you normally find multiples. And since it's so freshly happened, there's probably going to be another one within a week. Because they'll call for a mate. They'll kind of all, like, I don't know, gather up kind of thing, wherever the call was placed. So, yeah, the only good thing is it didn't get all the way out into, like, the main part of the house, where I normally find them. Like, none of this is really good information, because, like, no matter what, it's still giant spider in-house. Other giant spiders are probably already in-house, if not on the way. Like, all of that information is bad news. But, I don't know. This is Australia. You just kind of, like, gotta roll with the big spiders, I guess. Plus, it is still not the biggest spiders I've dealt with, which is kind of nice. Can you, look, come up here a bit? Oh, man. So, some of the biggest spiders I've dealt with have been, like, dinner plate size bigger. Like, they say that huntsmans get to, what, 20 centimeters, 15 centimeter legs span on average and stuff. But, like, they can get bigger. In every case, every average of an animal and stuff like that is always an average. So, you know they can get fucking bigger. I've seen the big ones. I don't want to see a bigger one in here. The thought of it just makes my skin crawl. I also think that the shamans might be near enough to these guys that, like, attacking them here isn't going to matter too much. But I still figure I kind of can't get around behind them enough to, like, there's fucking 3 shamans down here. Hold up. Put a decoy there. If I can keep myself alive, because there's a 4th one up there. Oh, come here, mate. It would be great if my Valkyrie is down here too, but I have Eliza, and that's fucking better than absolutely nothing, and my Valkyrie is coming down. Okay, Eliza, come with me. Yeah, come down. Come away from that. Hold up. Yeah, take a decoy in the center there. I've got something hitting me from behind. I've got I got one of those cool rat things. I think they're cool beasts here. Or spine beast or something. Yeah. I like them. I like the sound they make. It's cute. Where is the shaman in here? Yeah. Oh yeah. Good. I think. No, I'm not here. No, there we are. I don't have any more health, so realistically, let me just foster this. It'd be great if Eliza could just turn around and help me for a second, but she's not that interested. Here we go. Okay, most of the group's dead. It should just be me and you, mate. Yeah, come back here. I've got almost all of them. I think there's one more in this area. And a quill beast of sorts. Is that it? The shaman's dead? Come here, you. Champion spiked fiend, sorry. So it's a spiked fiend in hell. I did not know. I keep trying to pick up the war club, and my guess is that I do not have the space. Yeah, I thought so. She wasn't saying it. Or I'm just oblivious to hearing it. You know how sometimes you can get that with games? Where, like, they say something so often and you just don't notice it anymore? Like, need to construct more pylons? Or, need to mine more Vespian gas? Oh man, I don't tone deaf that. I hear it. I just wish I didn't. I like this little rune. It looks like a little dragon. Damage reduced. Minimum damage. Nah. Not that great. out of interest for anybody that hasn't seen my playthrough before, I can't use rune words. I do have like runes and gems and whatever in stuff, but I can't like purposely create a rune word something. Like if I happen to do it by fucking accident, good on me, I guess. But like, you know, I'm not sitting here like trying to make something to make, you know, a decent rune word anything, because like 12-year-old me back before the internet didn't know that that was a thing that existed. I didn't realize that it was that you could make rune words probably until like my second or third character, and it was only like my brother figured it out. So yeah, I can't do any of that stuff. I've got a few limitations around the place on what I can and can't do, and some of it's funny because I got a really good fucking crossbow from defeating Nightmare Baal, and I can't use it. I had to sell it because I can only use bows. I can't use crossbows. So like that was infuriating because I'm like, it was such a huge step up. It was a massive like jump in power and I couldn't use it. And I was just, I was so frustrated at the time because I'm like, I could see it and all my shit was really weak. And when I went outside, I was really weak, but I couldn't do anything about it. Like at the moment, I'm just trying to get one level. That's required strength is 110, right? And I've had a few people suggest that I just put on something to like charm buff it and stuff, but I can't do that either because 12-year-old me wouldn't have thought of it. So even though that's very obvious and logical and stuff like that, I have to be mindful of what I would have done as a kid playing Diablo 2 for my very, very first time, having never seen the game and not having internet resources and stuff like that. Hold on, I'm just gonna fix my chair up. The pin keeps coming out of it and keeps sending me flying backwards. Might as well have some of my drink. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think if I had have maybe grown up in an era where maybe we would have had more information to, you know, not so much like the internet, but let's just say for a second, if I had have grown up in an area where more people played games and more people put information about those games and findings and stuff like that in the paper, I would have had like a completely different playthrough. But like, I pretty much was in like a small town with like next to no real gamers because like, I don't know, personal computer back then, holy shit, that's some serious money. You know, I'm talking about the Commodore fucking PC days, right? Not talking about like, oh, it's a matter of like being able to afford a gaming PC or not. No, it's a matter of being able to afford a personal computer in your house kind of thing days. And then to have the audacity to play games on it, like, oh my god. You know? So, yeah. We're talking a good 20 odd years ago. It's wild to like stop and think sometimes what the world was actually like 20 odd years ago, because like I heard a story literally just this morning where somebody got locked out of their car. A couple got locked out of their car because the battery in their key fob died. You know, the key fob thing that you go click click and your car unlocks. Anyway, so that thing, apparently the battery went dead. They couldn't get in the car and they were arguing about getting an Uber to the nearest shopping centre to buy a replacement battery, or alternatively, or hold on, let's get decoy for Eliza there, or alternatively trying to get like, what do you call it, like one of those, I know we got RACQ in Australia, but I think it's like AAA in America and stuff, to come out and like replace it on the spot, whichever one was going to be cheaper. They were trying to figure it out. And some guy walked over and assisted them with their car by literally just taking the key fob, getting the key out of the key fob, and using it to unlock the car. And they had never seen anybody unlock a fucking car with a key. And I'm like, for starters, what fucking world do you live in? And second of all, has it really been long enough that people have had automated like key fob things? Like, I can understand, like, you know, they might have seen a car go into an ignition and start the car that way, but I mean, like, to actually unlock the car, they haven't seen somebody use a key to unlock the car because it hasn't really been a thing for like 10 years unless you have an older car that doesn't have a key fob kind of thing. And I'm like, good god. Just like the thought process on that. It's like, us older people, I say us older people, I'm 36, right? Us older people have this like hidden knowledge to unlock cars and like use old bones and all sorts of shit. And it's like, we know what newspapers were actually used for. They weren't just for like, you know, lining your bathroom floor or like putting down if you're painting or doing a craft project or something. You know, people actually read them. I remember fighting over like the funny section, and I don't know what other sections was in there. There was a lot of interesting ones. There was always like, I think there was some kind of like life sort of section in there or something like that that had like, I don't know, there was like horoscopes, there was like events in your area. There was obviously the funnies. The funnies was a couple of pages. What else? I don't know. At one point, I remember, I don't know, I had some argument with my dad, and he's like, if you want the newspaper, you have to read it from cover to cover. I don't know what I did to incite this particular thing, but I remember having to read it from start to finish and actually finding all these other sections, because obviously as a kid you only go for the funnies, right? And I'm like, I found all these other sections that were like wildly interesting. Even just reading some of the fucking adverts and stuff back then were pretty fucking interesting. So, I don't know. Like, people actually had to put creativity into ads in your local area to, I don't know, stand out and make themselves memorable. What's a newspaper? I don't know, Bubba. It's a lot like a magazine, I hear. How are you, man? What are you up to? How's your morning? I love these champion spiked beans. They just look so... They look awesome. Okay, and I love the sound they make. Wait, what the fuck is a partisan? Hold on. That's a partisan? Oh, it might just be the name of something special. That's fine. Chuck those in there. I think something's hitting me, but I'm not sure. Yeah, no, something's definitely hitting me. I don't have my hand on the health at the moment. I'm just like fucking around my inventory. Yeah, how's your morning going, Bubba? I don't know. I also used to find it interesting that like, this used to be a weird situation, but you used to see who had died in your area in the newspaper as well. And you gotta remember, this was like local to region as well. So every week, at the end of the week, you could find out who died. Like, that shit's wild to think of. Like, and just find out that somebody in your neighborhood's just passed away and what the reason was, or the memorial sentiments or something like that. It's like, okay, I think there was it births, deaths, and... It can't be birth, deaths, and obituaries, because obituaries would be like, still the same with... No, actually, they are different to just a statement of death, aren't they? Yeah. I guess that's what that was. But that section was pretty interesting. I was a strange teenager. Let's just go with that. I came across this section when I had to read it, and I'm like, this is interesting as hell. I don't know. I'm doing alright. How are you? That's a cute streamer. Aw, thank you, Papa. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm pretty sore. I mean, what's fucking new with that, right? But I shampooed my couch. Got a upholstery cleaning thing, and I shampooed the couch on Tuesday, and I didn't realize that it didn't extract everything properly, and so I had to go over it again. Oh, free portal. I had to go over it again yesterday because I went to sit on it to test it. I went to sit down to test how it felt and everything, and if it was dry enough and stuff, and I just felt like there was like a residue, so I had to go back over it. So it took me like probably 3 hours or so on Tuesday, and then like almost like 2.5 hours Wednesday. So basically my fingertips through to like halfway down my forearms is like all through there is just aching on both my arms, because like I'm ambidextrous, but like it's a handheld vacuum type thing, right? So you can just kind of like go between your hands, and yeah, everything hurts because of it. I didn't realize that it was going to use so much of my legs as well, because my leg muscles were really sore on Wednesday from it. And then of course when I did it again, I did it, the problem is I did it again, but I hadn't slept Wednesday, so I did it again while really tired. So yeah, it's kind of awful. I wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to do my bins and mop and shit instead, but I had to get it right, because like I've got cats and shit, right? So like I can't have like a chemical residue or something on it, because if the cats jump up on it and they get it on them, then they lick it. It's supposed to be pet safe, but it does say pet safe in quotes if used properly. So I don't want to risk that shit. So I just did an extra hot water extraction on it, and now it feels really good. But yeah, I ended up having to sleep last night through to today, so I didn't stream last night, which is kind of a good thing that I kind of called that on Tuesday, because I wasn't sure I was going to need it. Oh, fucking hell, I needed it. So yeah, I got a good amount of rest today. Well, shit. I got a good amount of rest. I had some wild dreams. I had a dream that I got bitten on the ass